Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, my friends. Today we continue our journey through season 2 of Invincible. Couple questions. How does the world rebuild after the betrayal of Omni-Man? And a more drilled down version of the same question, how do Debbie and Mark even go on after the betrayal of Nolan? My friends, I'm interested to see both offerings and see how the world at large and the family unit move forward after such a traumatic experience. But my friends, let's get into it. If you could, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, and you too will be alerted anytime we go live here on YouTube with any of our science fiction, Star Trek, Invincible, any of our stuff. You'll be here for it. And my friends, if you'd like any of that stuff early or in longer format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. But my friends, all that is then and this is now, and now there's nothing to it but to do it as we undertake a watch and reaction of Invincible, Season 2, Episode 3, This Missive, This Machination. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And away we go. Previously on
Coalition of Planets will want to hear about you.
We have not heard any more from the Coalition of Planets, which is interesting.
Make sure the voice in your ear isn't the only one you
Oh,
listen to.
Amber.
You're way too good for me!
No, she's not.
You're not your father, Mark.
That's why I'm going back.
He has to prove it every second of every day. Oh, they go on vacation?
I guess this is it. Time to push my baby bird out
Oh,
of the
it's
nest.
college.
I'll be fine.
Oh,
Anger
Debbie.
is a part of it.
Now she's going to be alone.
I promised myself I wouldn't cry.
Debbie, you can cry constantly.
I love you, Mom.
Debbie, I'm going to be doing the same thing this summer. And I wasn't married to Omni-Man.
I'll come home for dinner on Sunday.
Be a good son, Mark. Your mom desperately needs you. Don't cry, Debbie. Don't cry. I'll lose it if you cry. Don't do it. I feel so much for this character. And I think it's Sandra Oh's performance, too, is so fascinating. Ah, here we go. What if this is like a therapist? I hope to God it's like a therapist.
Seance dog? Really?
I love Seance Dog.
Does that look crooked to you?
I love Seance Dog. It's like Doc Strange, but a dog. Magnum Pie? Is that what that says?
See this?
It's a sock?
Oh, God.
Hi, there's some stuff out here. Does it belong to you guys?
Oh, toys.
They're collectibles.
Mark, you brought all that stuff? I mean, I love that you're that big a nerd, buddy, but I'm thinking more of you don't really have the display room for that. My man has nothing in common with these people. His peers, who he should have plenty in common with. No, Mark, no, come on. Oh, get the fuck out of here, man.
Sorry, buddy. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, you can't let go of your favorite, man. Oh, for fuck's sake.
We have the whole place to ourselves.
Okay. I mean, yeah, like right now?
I mean,
I would assume that they already have had sex, but I guess... Okay. Christ's sakes, Mark. Get your shit together.
you don't have like super sperm or something, do you?
It's not, I mean, it seems normal.
After extensive experimentation, Amber, I have ascertained that my sperm is indeed normal.
Then like crush me or something? Like if you get excited?
I don't know. He punched a table when talking to Cecil and...
And so, dear audience, perhaps it's time to give Amber and Mark some privacy and turn our attention to the stars and a
Who's our
story that
narrator?
began generations ago in This Missive, This Machination.
Is this an
We
aside
begin
episode?
on the planet Europa, a peaceful and thriving world. The
Oh, shit.
Unopans had achieved harmony with
Unopa.
nature and technology.
Oh, it's Seth Rogen's character.
Everything changed in the blink of an eye.
Viltrumites.
A dark force invaded Unova. It swept across the planet, conquering it in a matter of days.
Now, are the Unopans powerful? I mean, they seem powerful.
Viltrumite.
Oh, boy. I wonder how they infiltrated this place because they don't look like Unopans.
They waited for a moment of weakness and rebelled.
Nice. What are they using, though? Cecil would like that shit. My God, is this like really just two of them? Oh, Jesus. Oh my God, these Viltrumites, man. It is always cool to have a villain or a villain group, or in this case, a villain planet that is just insurmountable.
Abandoning their home for the stars and the promise of a new life.
Would the Viltrumites even follow them, though? Because they just want the planet.
Impressed with the Unopan's survival and escape from a Viltrumite invasion, Thetis, the leader of the coalition of planets, invited them to the planet Telescria to join their ranks.
The Viltrumite campaign has become the scourge of the galaxy.
That sounds like Peter Cullen.
Marvin explained to Thetis that the breeding camps were also a genetic enhancement program.
I'm pretty sure Thetis is Peter Cullen, Optimus Prime.
The results were not promising.
2 eyes.
Alan.
Oh, it's our
He
guy.
was the first and only.
And only.
And Alan was trained to be the greatest fighter the universe had ever known.
He's still gonna get his ass handed to him, isn't he?
But while stronger than most of the universe,
Yeah.
Alan still couldn't match even a single Viltrumite in combat.
Oh man.
Alan was made a planetary evaluation officer and sent to discover any being able to defeat him.
Well, he's mixing it up with Omni-Man.
A half-human, half-Viltrumite, sympathetic to the Coalition cause.
Hell yeah.
Because sometimes, to change the entire universe, you have to be...
Alan! Nice. Oh, an aside episode. I love it.
Home sweet home.
Oh, they rebuilt a planet. Or is this the Coalition of Planets HQ?
Alan bears a rare and valuable gift for the Coalition. Hope.
Yeah, the Coalition has to know at some point Viltrum's coming for him.
Here you go.
I am down with this episode already.
It's terrified the sector. Other planets we were talking to cut all communications. We need more allies.
They're trying to anticipate the Coalition of Planets getting people.
What news, Alan of Unopa?
That has to be Peter Cullen.
His name is Mark, and he's only half Viltrumite.
Ooh, is that a Battle Beast person?
Viltrumite against Viltrumite. That has not happened since the Great Purge.
The Great Purge.
His dad left the planet, disappeared completely.
We could never trust one of them.
You don't have a lot of options.
And conquer others in its name.
No, stop.
How about you meet him and then make your own decision?
Have you guys been listening at all? For years, we've been searching for a hole in the Viltrumite's armor.
I want to see Battle Beast v. a Viltrumite.
Alan is right.
That's gotta be Peter Cullen.
Abandoned their missions. Yet one has.
Yet one has.
Perhaps Viltrum's grip on the galaxy is not as steady as we imagine.
Steady is a weak word.
We will call on you again soon.
Thank you, Great Thetis.
I am Optimus. I'm Thetis.
If there are other Viltrumite kids out there, maybe we can turn them against their parents too.
Ooh.
Alan, before you depart, a word?
For you, Optimus, anything.
It's as if the Viltrumites had knowledge from inside the council.
They've got a spy.
If there's a mole, I'll find them.
Don't rule out Thetis, though. Just because he brought it up, I never rule out the person that brings it up. Hey, I need you to find the spy. Okay, where were you? Just because you're Optimus doesn't mean you're above my suspicions.
Did you miss me?
Oh, I missed you.
Yeah, how much?
The most.
Okay. Wow, a surprising...
Oh, goodness. Tentacles. Perhaps now would be a good time to return
Who is our narrator?
their studies at the prestigious Upstate University.
Upstate University.
Oh, I see. No, let's not do that then.
Where are we going to go, buddy? It seems we're going to bounce back and forth here.
Here we find the Unopan feline. Perhaps unsurprisingly, He has one large eye in the center of his head.
Keep trying
But
to talk
that
over
doesn't
that,
stop
bud.
him from having all manner of household adventures.
Oh, he's got a double butthole, it appears.
Dying for this. Oh, oh.
I like all the sad faces. You're eating the brain of a living... Oh my God, what in the is going on?
Thetis thinks there's a mole, and I am supposed to...
Holy shit. What was... Oh no. Oh my God, there's 3 of them.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no.
You will tell us everything about your encounter with the Viltrumite of Earth.
I mean...
They love them some mustaches, don't they?
Are you certain he sired an heir? Are you certain he abandoned his post?
Alan, don't tell him. It's not her. It's not her.
Where's the father now?
It's definitely not her.
Father! Which one was he again? You Biclops all kind of look the same to me.
Alan, they're gonna kill you, dude. Oh, please don't kill Alan. Oh, they're gonna fucking kill him. Oh, God, I hate the Viltrumites. I mean, there's nobody can stand against 3. No one. Oh my God, they're kicking his... Oh no! Oh, Alan. There's no way he can heal from that. He is not a Viltrumite. I mean, no, he's got a fucking hole in him. He's blind. Oh my God. Thetis, I don't trust you, bud.
They once again underestimate the Enopian will to survive.
Oh boy.
The Viltrumites must know we've discovered something. Something that scares them.
And we will exploit it.
Thetis, it's you, buddy. It's you, Thetis.
I will watch over him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I sussed you out from the jump. Also, just make sure he's dead. Oh, you fucking prick.
Forgive me, Alan.
What? There's no way this is over, right?
The Immortal's the only person I've ever met who's died as many times as I have.
Oh.
But it means something.
Ooh. What is he attempting to either train or map? Is this supposed to be like a removal of fear? Buddy, that doesn't work.
I was less than satisfied with my performance against the giant.
Mm-hmm.
Sucks actually feeling fear, doesn't it?
I'm gonna remove it. This is my villain arc. Robot, you can't start changing things now.
I set up this visual feedback system so I could practice controlling my fear response via meditation and active thought.
What is he calling that, Rudy, though?
Fear is an extraneous emotion that serves no real purpose for someone like me.
I'm gonna make myself better. I'll be a better hero. That's usually how like 30% of villain arcs begin.
When the thought of her takes me by surprise in the middle of the day, it's like I'm falling.
Does that sign say spouses of superheroes? Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's take a few, everybody.
They showed us the Guardians of the Globe getting killed. I bet you there's a couple of the spouses here.
How old is he now?
Don't answer that.
18.
Shit.
Practically a man.
They're gonna put it all together. Like, how's she gonna handle it if, like, oh, you know, when Omni-Man killed my wife or killed my husband?
It's fine. They're my kids. They can see the movie.
There you go.
You want to do a DNA test now?
Nice job, Monster Girl.
This might be your first movie, but it's not mine.
Yeah, and she's had to get in.
Wait, if this is your first movie, what other normal stuff haven't you done?
Meanwhile, at the bowel movement. So was the first half written by somebody different? Is that why we had the writer's credit?
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get you some more. Waiter?
Garçon?
Yeah. Problem is, where would I go?
Somewhere new.
So much of it still feels connected to him.
Are these the only two that came from group?
I wish I could tell you it gets easier, but Alana's been gone nearly a year, and I still reach across the bed for her every morning.
Alana? You mean...
Yeah, she was the green ghost.
I need to use the restroom.
Are you okay?
No, dude, she's not okay. Read the room, buddy.
But I'm kind of still screwed up about what happened to Rick. I always imagined we'd be here at Upstate together.
Cecil said he's doing better.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Rick should be.
He should be released in a month or so.
I know.
Don't trust what Cecil's saying. Cecil could be rebuilding him into an anti-Omni-Man device.
Mark Grayson, I need your help.
Seance Dog is the narrator.
Who are you? Why, it is I, Seance Dog.
Close the door, close the door, close the door.
Please! You don't understand!
Mark, give him a chance before you, like, kill him.
Who are you, and what do you want?
Shapesmith?
I'm sorry. My disguise was meant to disarm you. Please, I'm not a threat. The journey to your world has taken me most of my life. May I rise?
If you answer my question.
Journey to your world has taken most of my life.
My people sent me to plead for your help.
Okay, listen,
Nualzad.
Nualzad.
So that's where I'm right with your Nualzad.
How many bug people are in danger?
All of them.
But like a number.
Oh, 42 billion.
Wow.
We believe in you, Mark Grayson.
My God, bud, you're gonna have people coming left and right.
I need to listen to myself before I listen to you.
Your father felt the same way.
Different reasons, Cecil, different reasons.
Never apologize for saving lives. This is the deal, and I'm good with it. Go.
Wow, Amber.
Thanks.
I mean, I understand exactly what Mark's doing here, but this is untenable. He can't continue to do this. He'll never be on Earth.
Hey, how long until we get to Thraxa?
Approximately 6 of your Earth days.
So you're gonna be spending bare minimum 12 days travel time. Poor Debbie.
Debbie.
And then you're not gonna be contacting your mom?
He's gone because
Don't.
he murdered Alana and the other Guardians and almost killed my son too.
Your husband's Omni-Man.
I wish I could grieve and move on, but I can't. I can't.
I wish he was dead too. But not for your sake. You shouldn't come back to the group. Wouldn't be a safe space with you there.
I didn't know who he was.
You should have.
Hey, man, you seem to have all the fucking answers. She just told you the absolute truth. You should have. Yeah, like the nobody else on the planet. Cecil, no one else.
We're here.
This is 6 days later. I thought we've seen this race before. Their design seems familiar.
Oh, don't mind them. Come. The Monarch wants to meet you at once.
The Monarch? Well, this will go well.
What exactly about this planet needs saving? Where are the meteors?
Meteors? What meteors?
Dude, wait, what?
Don't worry. The Monarch will explain all.
All right, so you got tricked here, Mark. And now when somebody really needs help and comes to you, you'll think about these assholes.
May I present Invincible of Earth?
Oh.
Hello, son.
Get the
Been a while.
fuck out of here.
Dad?
Oh, okay. I didn't see that coming. We just got done watching Invincible, Season 2, Episode 3, This Missive, This Machination, which actually seemed to be 2 episodes all rolled into one. But my friends, whether it's 2 or 1 episode, now it is time to talk about it. All right, my friends, we just got done watching Invincible, Season 2, Episode 3, This Missive, This Machination, which definitely seemed to be 2 episodes in one. In fact, we got that writing credit that popped up in the middle and threw me for a second because I thought the episode was done literally halfway through a normal length of the episode. So I think it's best to talk about the 2 distinct kind of mini episodes that we received in there. Alan the Alien, voiced by Seth Rogen, I checked there, and that was Peter Cullen, that was Thetis. And it was also Tatiana Maslany, was in what Orphan Black and She-Hulk. I enjoy her work very much. I think she's an exceptional actress. She was voicing Thelia, who did I get that right? Or Telia. I didn't know his girlfriend. I don't think they mentioned her name, and if they did, I missed it during the introductions. But that whole thing gave us a lot of great backstory on the coalition of planets. You know, Thetis is obviously, you know, working at least in some concert with the Viltrumites. I can't imagine the Viltrumites would allow the coalition of planets to exist unless they knew everything that they were doing. And it was basically, you know, just a holding pattern to keep the rest of the universe kind of trembling while they eventually get to them. And that's another thing about the Viltrumites that I find interesting is that they really go all out. I guess it's when you live as long as they do, you know, time isn't really a commodity. You know, they try to do a whole lot to assimilate these worlds before conquering, which I always found very interesting because it seems like that is absolutely against anything that they would give a shit about. Like, what, you know, assuming that Nolan's promises from season one were accurate, you know, you'd be folded into the Viltrum Empire. Nobody would, you know, all of these benefits is health and technology and blah, blah, blah. Obviously, you're being subjugated and turned into a slave of the Viltrumite Empire, you know, but I'd like to know what that entails. You know, is it as bad as what we think? Like, you know, or is this like rule under the Galactic Empire in Star Wars? Is it, you know, which again, at the street level, how bad was that? You know what I mean? It's like, I want to know exactly how bad the rule of the Viltrumites happens to be. I would really like to see, you know, a planet that's currently behind enemy lines or folded into the Viltrum Empire and like what exactly happened when they did eventually take over. Especially when one of these planets that didn't put up a fight. One of these planets that was just, you know, because he mentioned planets like that before that, you know, offered minimal resistance and agreed and, you know, were kind of made the right choice, so to speak. So I'd really like to see how that happens. And it almost is like because it takes them so much time to bring in each of these planets, or to, I guess, to do it right, or according to however protocols the Viltrumites have, that, you know, there's planets unnumbered in the galaxy. And so with this coalition of planets popping up, in a weird way, I think that if they know what they're doing, it's just a good way to be like, hey, you know, we don't have the resources yet to kind of extend and get these other planets. You know, we can't bring them all into the fold at once. But what we'll do is we'll just, you know, if we monitor what this coalition of planets is doing, they can basically do our job for us. And any information we receive will kind of ping any potential problems. They're looking for somebody that can beat us. Great. As long as we know if they find it, then we can intervene. You know, it seems like that would be the logical step that they would make, you know, just by having like Thetis in there telling them, hey, we did find somebody, then they can take care of it. I'm not going to repeat myself with that, but, you know, it was interesting. And again, you know, with Alan getting absolutely destroyed, we've seen Mark and, you know, come back from quite a bit. Omni-Man come back from quite a bit. Omni-Man, when he took on the Guardians of the Globe, you know, he took some hits. And, you know, he was down for a little bit but eventually healed to where there was nothing wrong with him. And Mark the same way, you know, Mark had just absolutely got the shit kicked out of him on numerous occasions. You know, obviously by Nolan in the season finale was the baddest or the worst one. But I mean, he got his ass handed to him by Battle Beast too. Battle Beast put that mace like through his chest. These Viltrumites, man, they just keep coming back. There's no putting them down for any, you know, permanent death for a Viltrumite. You know, I mean, has there ever been a recorded instance unless it was like Viltrumite versus Viltrumite? Because when they talked about like the back on Viltrum, they had a moment where like they had a civil war and it definitely looked, there was piles of Viltrumite bodies. So they can kill each other, which, you know, makes it appear that Mark has a shot against these guys. But who's to say? You know, every one that we see is just, I mean, the older lady with the gray hair, I mean, how old was she if she looked to be an aged Viltrumite? I mean, my lord, she just absolutely wrecked shit on Alan. So my question is this: is like, is Alan can he heal? I mean, he's blind. The eye was knocked out of his head. Unless he can heal that too. Like, does he have some type of healing factor like the Viltrumites? Can he bring himself back around? Immortal has something similar to that. I don't know. I mean, do they have the technology to bring him back? And now that Thetis has turned it off, is there any chance that we see him again? Shoulder shrug, no idea. I really enjoyed that character, and I thought he had that cool kind of Green Lantern quality to him, guardian of a sector of space and type of stuff. And I would really like to have seen him, become whatever coalition Mark is going to eventually, or team that he's eventually going to have to, get allies. I'm assuming like the Guardians of the Globe, who are woefully overmatched. To try to take on Nolan or any of these other Viltrumites. I mean, it's going to be tough. So it was interesting to see some off-planet backstory. What's going on with the rest of the universe in small cross-section, and the biggest topic off-planet, if you're talking about like who's fighting the Viltrumites, it got to be the coalition of planets. We got a little taste of them. Awesome. Now, as for what was going on planet, the Debbie storyline is so well done. And again, Sandra Oh's performance as Debbie is probably what makes it as great as it is. And I mean, the writing is very solid too. It's very solid. They're not letting go of this trauma, which is the exact right call here, because it's not something that Debbie would just be like, oh, he's Nolan. And then 2 episodes into season 2, months after it happened, for her to be like, oh, well, I'm going to go date some more. And I'm going to, no, my God, like she said, 20 years of my life was a lie, a complete and utter lie. And this person that she loved so much, her partner, she heard him say he thought of her as a pet. I mean, there's no coming back from that, everybody. I mean, there just really isn't. It's one of the worst things that you could possibly, and the way he said it was so condescending to Mark, like, well, just got to think of her as a pet. I mean, it was Jesus. That was just the worst. And I mean, Debbie has to replay that over and over, and there's no avenue or recourse for her to go. She can't go to, I would guess, not be able to go to like a traditional therapist, because how are they going to offer her any type of really sound, meaningful, applicable advice in her situation? I mean, everything would be kind of cookie cutter that didn't really pretend. I mean, because how can it? You don't have a superhero with Superman-like qualities who betrayed you and betrayed the planet. I mean, that's a level of therapy I don't think anybody's explored yet, and you can't even boil it down to just the feelings and trying to tackle the trauma as it was born. I mean, it's so tough. But, Debbie's story is fascinating. Obviously, it's going to play out a little bit more with somebody's going to have to help Debbie at some point, because I certainly don't think that Debbie's incapable of helping herself, but this is just too much. This is too much for anyone. This is too much for any group. This is too much for, and now that she's alone and Mark's gone, and which leads me to Mark. Mark's doing a lot of the things that you would expect somebody of 18 to do, especially somebody that's going off to college. He had sex for the first time with Amber, which kind of surprised me that they hadn't already. He's trying to find his place, even beyond being a superhero or a half Viltrumite, being, he's at the transition phase where he's a kid with like his action figures and, Seance dog. And now he's supposed to be, an adult, and, just the same way that all of a sudden, a year and change ago, he was just a high school kid, albeit one with a superhero father. But now he's a superhero himself who's experienced his own just array of trauma. I mean, I'm sorry, but the subway scene from season 1 is not something that you just get by. It's something you get over. That has to be at least once a night, if not once a week, once every couple days, waking up, night sweats, terror, screaming as you were face first put through a subway full of people. Dear God. But I guess that it all leads around to, Debbie and Mark are in they're in very traumatically born places. Mark is in this constant loop of, I've got to help everybody. If anybody asks for help, I've got to. It's my lot. It's my debt. I have to pay off the debt my father accrued by the killing and murder that he did. I have to cancel it out. For every death that my father caused, I have to cause or save a life. I have to. And so he's caught in a loop that is completely unrealistic. He's never going to be able to do that. Like I said, even if this had been like a legitimate request, hey, our planet is meteors, you know, it's going to take you a month to get there and back, blah, blah, blah. He can't do that though. I mean, if the rumors got out that he was doing these things, it would take for he would never be on planet. He would have, and his secret identity would be blown. Anybody, you know, planet side that realized who he was could attack, you know, criminals or supervillains, you know, like Doc Seismic. You know, Doc Seismic could have killed Debbie if he knew that, you know, if Mark's secret identity is revealed by all of these people coming to, you know, visit him at college, at Upstate University and all this stuff. You know, it's quickly going to be a situation that shatters any semblance of life that Mark might be able to have. And I know that's selfish to say, but, you know, Mark needs, here's the concern. Mark needs to have a life. He needs to grow. He needs to become himself. He needs to, this is why I said that he really needs like Adam Eve's influence here, because she's been able to kind of, she's had her own problems. She has her own things that are going on. But again, she's further down this path than he is of creating herself, building herself, you know, mixing the abilities of superpowers and adulthood. And, you know, he needs her as a touchstone. Here's why. Because if he continues to go down this path of the hell with my life, to hell with, you know, being a normal human college student, I've got to make up for what Omni-Man did. He could do it if he wanted to, but that means that's more of his humanity that he is sacrificing. And the more of his humanity and the normalcy that he would sacrifice, the more we have him turn towards that, whether it's intentional or not, he's turning towards the superpowers, the Viltrumite side of everything. And I'm not saying that Viltrumites are inherently evil. Maybe they might be. They might just have this inherent arrogance to, you know, this manifest destiny thing that they have. But, you know, that concerns me. Mark has to be Mark Grayson before he's invincible. If not, we've got problems. We've got big problems. And I think that his humanity ultimately, and the lessons that he learns as a human, and the choices that he makes as a human, and everything that really goes into his humanity is what's going to make him a better superhero, a more powerful superhero, someone that could potentially beat Nolan or beat a Viltrumite. He needs that as desperately as he needs the powers that he wields as a half Viltrumite. He needs the powers that he wields as a human as well. He has to have them. He's a unique specimen in the galaxy in that he has the powers of the Viltrumites, but he might also be able, if cultivated correctly, have the empathy and the sympathy and the compassion, the caring, and the drive of humanity. That sounds stupid, but I really think that that's what it, you know, it sounds like I'm being very dramatic there, but that's my idea. You know, if he sacrifices college student Mark Grayson, he is leaning more towards into Nolan, because Nolan never bought into the humanity, you know, nor should he. He was Viltrum born and raised for however many long he lived there. That's what saved him the first time. That humanity saved Mark the first time when he was fighting Nolan, made Nolan think. And he said, you know, well, they'll all be dead in 500 years, Mark. What the hell are you thinking? Mark says, well, I'll have you. Shit, Nolan didn't even think about that. Didn't even cross his mind. And as soon as it did, Nolan short-circuited a little bit, and that bought Mark, the planet Earth, Cecil, everybody else some time. All right. Good stuff, my friends. If you stuck with me this long, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ringy-ding-ding that bell for notifications, and you too will be alerted anytime we go live here on YouTube with any Star Trek or science fiction related content, and of course, Invincible. And my friends, if you like that stuff early, again, the link to Patreon is in the description. But my friends, that's all we have today for Invincible as we jumped around the cosmos, you know, multiple planets, multiple locations. But when it all comes down, everybody, here's your homework. Lean into your humanity. You know, we need Mark to lean into his humanity. Lean into your humanity, my friends. And maybe, just maybe, If you get into a fight with a Viltrumite, it'll save you too. And if you can't do that, shit. Just Vulcan roll, and I'll see you next time.